don't even know if I want to watch this. This kind of gives me the same type of anxiety as heights. 36 hours.
Breathing out. Okay, so I'm coming up out of this, and if I get stuck, I have this rock with me, such that I can pop off some of these knuckles, which made it very hard to get in.
No. Pop off some. What?
Now I have to go slow.
That's another. That must mean the word for something else, bro. He's capping. He's capping. He's capping.
It's that knuckle.
Oh, it's
I'm
a
gonna
knuckle.
be shirtless shortly here.
Warning,
actions and stunts. Games? Have you played the new FNAF yet?
Performed in this video were done so by professionals. Do not enter a cave without a cave tour guide.
Yeah, but it's okay. I can get through it. A lot of people ask why we do this, and you're just never gonna get a sufficient answer. Why do you wake up in the morning?
Nigga, that's not the same thing! I get up in the morning because I'm alive. I have to do it to fucking continue living. You don't have to do this, bro. Ain't nobody telling you to risk waking up every morning to do this, bro. What kind of dumbass answer is that, bro?
What drives you?
Like, what?
Want to get up and go study a subject, or go to work, or go out hang out with your friends?
To make money, to okay, that friends thing is maybe the only one that look you can understand the correlation. But nigga, like, what are you comparing? It's not compared to going to work. I don't risk myself dying and getting stuck somewhere just to go to work. So I'm like, what?
It's really nothing, right? This is life, and that's all. This is our way of living. It is not our way of dying.
Why would you even say that while you're in there, bro? It's not our way of dying. You just asking to jinx that shit. Like, bro, I'm good, dude.
Alice in Wonderland entrance in Deep Cave, Carter Valley, Texas.
Does it? Hey, yo. Does it open up?
Oh, I think it's okay, you can touch. Yeah. So the easiest way to do your chest and shoulders is to put your hands above your head.
Well, your hand's already in there. Oh.
There you go. Nice. You got it. Turn your head.
Oh, oh my! No way! You gotta turn.
Here. I'm gonna hand this down to you.
Yeah. Attaboy.
Nicely done, kid.
Woo!
Why? Yeah, dude. Let's get stuck in a hole, dude. Come on, man. Fuck that shit. Played a bit of it. What you think of it? I need more horror games in my life. And the good thing about horror games, like, they're all like usually right now, at least on PC, like good priced indie games. You can beat them in a day or two, like that. Well, you know what game I'm playing kind of off stream right now that I like? Just came out, The Alters. I kind of really like the concept of it, at least the story so far. Except for I'm pretty sure I fucked up and I have to restart the whole game, but it's still fun.
She was the only one who had past experience in the cave. She went through the water tunnel to the second chamber of the cave, and the other three followed her soon after. However, they had already made their biggest mistake. The thing to note here is that all four of the people present in the cave at that time were complete novices, and the same was true for Joseph, who was standing outside, waiting for his friends. They did have some common sense, so they brought a rope and tied it from the entrance of the water tunnel to the start of the second chamber. Moreover, they had brought some light sources with them, like candles and a flashlight, but it just wasn't.
Excuse me, sir? Did you just say they brought candles to an underwater cave? I mean, okay, maybe. Okay, no, okay, maybe. Okay, maybe.
Sources with them, candles and a flashlight, but it just wasn't enough. Police managed to piece together what happened using evidence in the next few weeks. The first problem that they had to deal with was bad air. A lot of times, these caves have very bad air circulation, creating areas which have very little to no oxygen. One such area was the second chamber, where there wasn't enough oxygen for one person, much less four. A few minutes in the second cave, and they already started feeling uneasy and lightheaded.
No.
It didn't help that they had...
Dude, and then, yeah, you can't go back into the water and hold your breath if you're feeling like less oxygen. Oh my god.
to hold their breath for around 30 to 40 seconds when they were swimming through the water tunnel from the first chamber to the second chamber. This meant that all four of them were out of breath when they came into the second chamber, and it just didn't have enough oxygen for them to regain some of their strength. At this point, they ignited some candles to create a bit of light, but that only made things worse, as it used up more oxygen, causing the entire group to feel even worse.
Oh my god, bro. That's why you don't fuck around. Then you don't have to find out. It's that easy. This woman spent on purpose? You better be wearing sunglasses, cause you can take that off, you're gonna go blind. Her eyes are gonna burn. Circadian rhythms. Bro, what do you... You sent her to a cave to do this? Just study me. Study me every weekend, bro. Don't leave the crib. I don't open my blinds. It's just black. Pull up, bro. Pay me a little bit. Pay for my food. Study me all you want. I got you. Even a family death, she's supposed to stay there? When she entered the cave, the world was still gripped by COVID, and Russia hadn't invaded Ukraine. Yo.
No lo sé. Yo sigo anclada en el 21 de noviembre del 2021. Yo no sé lo que ha pasado en el mundo, no sé. O sea, yo he salido de la cueva, me han montado en un... Han hecho las...
It's like 2 years pretty much. Or a little under.
No tengo ni idea de lo que... Para mí sigue siendo 21 de noviembre de 2021 y al veros a todos con mascarilla, para mí sigue siendo COVID. O sea...
That's crazy. What the fuck?
This is a true story.
At least that wasn't like a death story.
This is a true story. 4 divers finished their dive underwater, but when they returned to the boat, they realized one person was missing. They quickly called for help. However, when the rescue team found the missing diver, they made a chilling discovery. A knife was lodged in his chest. How could someone disappear underwater and end up stabbed? This incident took place on the night of September.
Dolphins, bro. It's a dolphin.
In Croatia.
Dolphins are smart.
People had decided to go diving together for fun. Someone mentioned an underwater cave, but one of them refused, saying it was too dangerous. At around 9 p.m., the other 4 put on their diving gear and entered the sea. They soon found the cave entrance. The cave was divided into 4 sections. The entrance, known as the chimney, due to its shape, a complex area called the passage, the deep cave below, and another shallow section. As they descended, they realized the cave was much larger and deeper than they had expected. Midway down, they decided to abandon the exploration, realizing their equipment was unsuitable for such a deep dive. They exchanged hand signals and returned the way they came. Back in the open water, they separated briefly to explore before their oxygen ran low. One by one, they returned to the boat. That's when they noticed something was wrong. Kukic hadn't surfaced. His oxygen tank should have run out.
That guy did it.
They immediately suited up with fresh tanks and dove back down. First, they searched around the cave entrance, finding nothing. They returned to the boat, grabbed a guideline, and re-entered the cave, suspecting that Kukic had gone back inside alone. With the guide rope, they wouldn't get lost. The shallow cave area was massive and pitch black, making it difficult to search. After finding no trace of him, they pushed deeper into the cave. But as they entered the passage leading to the deep cave, they felt a chill. The narrow, maze-like tunnels, combined with the extreme depth, made the situation increasingly dangerous. Their oxygen was running low. Realizing the risk, they called called for emergency rescue. When the police arrived, things took a turn for the worse.
Huh? What about the nigga with the chest and the what? What?
Also known
This
as
is Nutty Putty. Wait, didn't it get shut down? That's Cab. This is Cab. They're not in there, bro. Unless this was before.
Spelunking, also known as caving, is the exploration of natural caves. It is a challenging and rewarding activity, but it can also be dangerous. On November 24th, 2009...
Why would you do this? You can get yourself in a point. Yo, people are so dumb. If there's water like getting there, there can be a point where water just rushes and you don't know how fast or slow or... Bro.
Experienced spelunker named John Edwards entered...
this is the story I was talking about.
He intended to explore a narrow passage called the Birth Canal, but he mistakenly turned the wrong way and became stuck upside down. Rescuers worked for 27 hours to free Edwards, but they were unsuccessful. He died of cardiac arrest due to the strain placed on his body.
Bro, he's like telling the TLDR version of this, bro. This guy fucking was like, bro, like bent down and like the pressure was like pushing all this shit. And then they got him halfway up. They could talk to him again because he wasn't responding. And then the shit broke and dropped him back down. And then, oh my God, bro, like...
body by his inverted position. After Edwards' death, Nutty Putty KV was permanently closed. His body remains inside the cave to this day. Spelunking.
Couldn't even get him out, bro. But low key though, low key, bro. I be yelling, break my legs. But I think also, yeah, like wait, if I'm upside down, there's not gonna be a lot of blood in my legs, especially if I've been upside down for hours. And like they had medical people pull up, I would have said, "Yo, inject me with some shit to make me not feel my legs, bust my legs open, drag my ass out, bro. What the fuck?"
And after a few...
I'm not dying in no cave. If it's that or death, like it's just like that dude that got his own caught in the rock and he cut his own arm off, bro. If it's that or death, you gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
That's me crawling through one of the world's tightest caves, trying to find 4 missing people. That's me almost dying in the process. You see, to get in this cave, you gotta go through this hole, and then you gotta climb, crawl, and slip your way through wet rock before approaching a cliff that I decided to rappel down.
I could have been bad.
Luckily, I was wearing a helmet and eventually made it to the second tightest part of this cave.
My God.
So you come in at this angle, and at this point you turn over. Yeah, exactly.
Imagine this thing collapsed if I hit it hard enough.
And after a few artful maneuvers, I made it to the tightest part of the cave known as the pancake.
The bigger your chest gets, the less you're gonna fit into places.
This is genuinely terrible. My dumpy is gonna have a rough time.
Yeah, back up. Yeah, that was actually a close call.
After almost getting stuck, I managed to squeeze through and heard this.
There's people get stuck in here.
That's just in time. I thought I brought enough, but we've been in here since like 10 o'clock this morning.
What? They got lost? So I'm not doing this ever. Hey, these, okay, if I ever am gonna do cave diving, I'll go with this nigga, bro.
Today, we're going caving down.
If I do anything in the wild, it'll be with this dude, bro.
I'm there. Oh, isn't it nice in here?
That's like fungus with water on it. I'm a little nervous now. Now that I think about it.
Oh boy. Oh, I'm glad I lost that weight. Oh, you guys are so little.
I thought this was gonna...
Come on, Tom.
Yeah!
Okay, Nathan.
I farted it.
Go for it. Oh, I can taste it in here, Tom. Ew. Cave gas. All right.
You talk. I'm scared of you falling back to the gate.
There should be a junction to turn.
It's like one big ass rock.
Put your right foot on the foot shelf.
Yeah.
And stand up and pull.
Hey, Oh. Good to see sunlight.
Yo, I bet see the sunlight after all this shit. Oh my god.
You guys made it.
That's the equivalent of me like going to space and then coming back and being like, oh, getting off a plane ride at least.
Morris, a 15-year-old boy, decided to explore the Yamaga cave with his friends during a school field trip. Since he was already familiar with the cave from previous visits with his brother, he excitedly took the lead, unaware that he was heading in the wrong direction. As he advanced, the tunnel became increasingly narrow, forcing him to crouch and eventually crawl on the ground. At one point, he chose a path based on his memory, but being alone and without reference to his friends, he didn't realize he was going too deep. Suddenly, he slipped between two rocks and became completely stuck in a tight space, with his chest compressed.
Yeah, these are the worst ones when your chest. Bro, I'm still in the worst asthma, but when your chest is compressed by two rocks and your gravity's down. Bro, it seems like there's so many spots like that can happen.
And even worse, upside down. In this position, blood started
I watched so many videos on
head
that.
and heart, increasing the risk of cardiac arrest. His friends, realizing that Morris was taking too long to return, alerted the teacher, who entered the cave to search for him. The teacher managed to spot the boy's feet, but due to the narrow space, he couldn't reach him. Lacking experience in such rescues, he attempted to pull Morris out using a belt, but it snapped, causing the boy to slip even deeper and hit his head, leading to bleeding. Seeing the severity of the situation, the teacher exited the cave to seek help. However, when professional rescuers arrived, they found that they were too large to fit through the narrow passage. To keep Morris alive, they brought in oxygen and a generator to light up the area, which slightly improved his condition. The plan was to pull him out with a rope, but due to the dark and confined tunnel, the rope kept slipping off. The solution came from a 14-year-old boy named Mike, who had a similar body size to Morris, and was able to squeeze through the tight space. Mike securely tied the rope around the trapped boy, and everyone worked together to pull him out. After 26 hours of effort, Morris was finally rescued.
What? This is like Nutty Putty, but with the happy ending. That's crazy. He's so lucky.
Through the tight space. Mike securely tied the rope around the trapped boy, and everyone worked together to pull him out. After 26 hours of effort, Morris was finally rescued, suffering some injuries but without serious harm. This incident happened in 1965 and, despite the tension, had a happy ending.
Damn. How many more of these are there, bro? It's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
3, 2, 1, hold.
Wait, you said hold my breath?
Would you dive into this cave? Hold your breath in 3, 2, 1, hold. To be honest, I was pretty scared of this one. It's quite tight and very dark in here. I'm going without fins to avoid getting stuck. Right here it gets so dark that I'm just moving down using my hands until I see a little bit of light of the exit of the cave. From here on, I just need to push myself through the rocks and carefully kick my way out. The first time I did this, I followed a friend out to make sure I don't get lost. We also sat in that little pool where the entrance is at for quite a while to make sure that the swell is not strong today. Now we're out of the cave and we only have to swim up to the surface. Are you still holding your breath? It's time to breathe.
That's why I would never do that shit. That's why I would never do that shit, bro. That's why I would never do that shit. You fuck up and make a wrong turn, and then you start panicking too. Like, yeah, no, I'm good, bro. Look at that song, bro. It's just like, why, bro? It's just like. It's not that bad. Made a whole 30-second video about one little hole. Pause.
Tu puoi che arriva.